Hey everyone, welcome to Marvel Time issue number 1, Legacy 101. I guess that's our new numbering, right?
Yeah.
So we have a weird sort of show for you this week because we don't have any comics to talk about.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with Marvel, the Comixology app that's the backbone of the Marvel app, but we couldn't purchase the comics today. We buy them digitally because we are at work and we can't get to the show by 1 o'clock if we went to a comic book store. So we're not going to talk about our comics. We may do a special sort of video thing when they become available, and we have time, which is the hard part.
Right.
But we will. But we still want to talk Marvel because it was on the schedule. Why not?
Yeah, and there was plenty of news for us to talk about. I'm gonna suggest that instead of our comic pick of the week, we have a news story pick of the week. So I hope you have one in mind.
I didn't even get the rundown, so.
Yes, that somebody should be blamed for that. Before we get into the news, though, I do want to mention I did just get a book review up on Laughing Place today. I finally got around to reading Black Panther Wakanda Atlas. This thing is awesome. So we get these, occasionally there's the like sort of coffee table books, like you get these really big hardcovers that are nice to sort of have out on display. But this thing is loaded with information, like anything you could possibly want to know about Wakanda and Black Panther's history and lore. It's a great way to sort of catch up on everything. Like maybe you haven't read comics and you kind of want to get some more background on the character before seeing Wakanda Forever. Everything you could possibly need is in this book. It's really, really awesome. And then on top of that, just some really great artwork that sort of gives you the lay of the land on Wakanda, sort of get a better feel for where everything is located. So that was also very helpful as well. So I definitely recommend it. Black Panther Wakanda Atlas. It's available now, so you can check that out.
Every time we say Atlas, I think of like Atlas Comics. Which is.
Oh, not the Gladiator. That's where my mind goes.
Yeah, I think just because what was it, Marvel's 80th or whatever, when it was timely Atlas, like I was just in my
head. Kyle is like apparently setting an over under for how many times you get interrupted during the stream.
Too many.
All right, let's jump into our news here, and we're going to start off a little bit different. Typically, we start off with MCU news, but I feel like the bigger news this week was that we got some information about Marvel Day at Sea for 2023. You're the more experienced cruiser than I am. Have you been on a Marvel Day at Sea?
Yes. Okay. I'm so angry that I can't go next year. I love Marvel Day at Sea is the best.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but the deck show they do, which has some sort of Marvel-y name that I don't know.
I'll tell you in just a second here.
is unbelievable. And just the fun of it. The only thing I don't like about it is it's just one day. Like, right. And so you just want to go like, oh, I want this to be every day on my Disney cruise. I want a Marvel cruise to see. And, this year with the new characters, like obviously Ms. Marvel, and the Mighty Thor, I'm just looking from the picture here. I believe Wong is going to be on board as well. Mm-hmm. It just adds a whole lot of fun to it.
Yeah, so some of the highlights for the 2023 cruises. First of all, the show is Heroes Unite, and that will assemble an unprecedented lineup of Marvel characters for a time-warping, multiverse-spanning adventure. We're also going to have Strange Academy, a spellbinding spectacular. To my dismay, I think not based on the Strange Academy comic series, but will feature Doctor Strange, Agatha Harkness, and like you said, Sorcerer Supreme Wong, which is really cool. And then, 30 characters available on the Marvel Day at Sea cruises, including some newcomers, like you said, Ms. Marvel, Mighty Thor. Kate Bishop is another one, too, that I thought was really cool. And she'll be part of a show with Captain America, Steve Rogers, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, the decks of the Kids Club. So that'll be pretty fun as well. Yeah,
I highly recommend it. They don't do as many cruises as they used to, but
yeah,
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, the dates are available going into March of next year. So you can check out the full schedule on Laughing Place. All right, now we'll jump into some MCU news here. There was a whole bunch of casting for Agatha or Coven of Chaos, the Agatha Harkness series. I keep wanting to call it House of Harkness still. The original name they announced for it. But yeah, so this is if I was going to make a pick of the week for the news stories, this is mine. I'm excited for this. Aubrey Plaza has been cast in Coven of Chaos. She was one of the choices a lot of fans wanted for She-Hulk before they cast Tatiana Maslany. So I love this. I'm a huge Parks and Rec fan, so April Ludgate joining the MCU is awesome. And then Sashir Zamata, formerly of Saturday Night Live, also cast in, and we don't know the roles for the characters yet. That's pretty typical as far as the casting news goes. But another exciting addition here. This one I thought was especially interesting because she was on an episode of former Marvel CCO Joe Quesada's show Marvel Storyboards. So there was a special guest for each episode, and Zamata was one of the guests. Interestingly, in the news that broke about Sashir Zamata joining the cast, there was also just this sort of casual mention of like, hey, Eric Andre might be in an episode too, by the way. So yeah, comedian Eric Andre may be showing up for one episode of Coven of Chaos, I guess. And then finally, we got Ali An and Maria Dizia, a couple of stars of Orange is the New Black. I know Dizia was also in 13 Reasons Why. And then An was in Supernatural as well, I believe. So not super familiar with their work, but a lot of the cast for Coven of Chaos coming together here. Any of the casts here that particularly?
I don't think it's the cast that I trust the casting folks, but it's just exciting that usually this comes out when they're about to start filming or are filming or have filmed. So Sashir Zamata is interesting just because she's also on ABC's Home Economics, which is a full season show. So you try and figure out when this could be filming. So
right.
Assuming she doesn't sort of go on vacation, which is not the weirdest sitcom trope. I think we're looking at probably like a February start date.
Okay. Always looking at it pragmatically here.
That's what I do. What are your thoughts?
Oh, well, I mean, Aubrey Plaza stands out to me in a big way. I'm really excited for her to join the MCU. And I think her and Zamata working off of Catherine Hahn is really exciting. That's three very funny people all together. So I'm excited for that. Partially outside of the MCU, we learned of the technicians, the David Sainsbury Gallery added to the Science Museum in London. This is sort of inspired by Marvel Studios, or partially inspired at least. Sort of gives you a look at how technicians work in various fields, which I thought it was a little strange because technician is such a vague term. It could pretty much apply to any field. But the coolest part about this is there is the first ever recreation of the set of Shuri's lab that guests can step onto and check out what it would be like to really be in her lab in Wakanda, which I thought was really, really awesome. Sounds like, a really cool opportunity. So yeah, that like I said, will be coming to the Science Museum in London. Yeah, good, cool chance to step in, especially after Wakanda Forever, you're going to want to experience Shuri's lab and all sorts of other.
Yeah. So are we talking about that? Like, you just can't drop that.
Oh, you want to jump into that now? You want to take a break from the news?
Yeah, because you've seen, so spoiler free, but you've seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Is it good?
It's very good. Yeah, my full review is up on Laughing Place right now. I won't go through word for word here, but yeah, it's great. It is incredibly powerful, very emotional. I don't think it'll have the same sort of impact that the first one did because, I mean, that's almost an impossible bar to reach. And you've already established and gotten to know these characters, but the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman adds a lot to this movie, and I think they did an awesome, perfect job of balancing out, creating an incredible, fascinating new story while also paying tribute to the actor. That was done very, very well. There's some amazing new characters that people are instantly going to love, specifically Riri Williams. She's going to be a fan favorite very quickly. Also, this is, I don't know if in my review did I say the best or one of the best acted MCU films. I mean, it's definitely up there. Letitia Wright especially was incredible. There's so many powerful scenes with her at the center of them, and it's definitely going to be emotional. So be prepared for that sort of film. It's not, you're not going into Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a different sort of movie. Has an impact on the MCU going forward, but not as big as some of the other movies we're going to have coming out pretty soon. But it's more about this sort of self-contained story that, eventually will spill out a little bit more, but it's really about what's happening on the screen in this, 2.5 hours, as opposed to the big picture. So there's a lot to really, really love about this movie. Just be prepared to cry a little bit.
Oh, that's so sad.
I mean, I think we expected that going in, right? Like everybody kind of had that first trailer that drops, I teared up. So that,
Yeah. I want to give a shout out for the underappreciated art of trailer creation.
Yes.
Yeah. There's probably like an industry term for that, but
right.
The Wakanda Forever people were on their A game.
Yeah. Some of the best, if not the best, Marvel trailers we've had to date. So yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend. If you're watching this, you probably already have your tickets to either opening night or opening weekend at some point. But if not, I highly recommend getting your tickets very soon.
When do you get a dog?
Watching Family Dog now.
Oh, nice. Lucky you.
Yeah. All right.
So, sorry, we can get back to the
news. No, you're fine. Did you have was there anything else you wanted to get into before we jump back into news?
No, I mean, I'm going to see it at this point in what, 24 hours, basically. Yeah, I mean, it's been such a crazy news cycle lately. Like, there's just a lot of Disney that, like, I kind of forgot that, it's happening.
Yeah, it definitely snuck up on me, too.
So, but I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to be able to talk to you about it. I'm kind of trying to not get too far into it because
I know, and yeah, I'm trying not to talk about it too much because I don't want to accidentally say anything.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, let's get back to it.
Sure. So we'll stay on the topic of Wakanda Forever, and the soundtrack for the film is available now. Have you listened to it yet, or do you try to avoid that altogether?
It's not that I try to avoid it. I just don't have a lot. Like, I don't have a long commute. It's about 5 minutes, so I don't really listen to music outside of the car. Mm-hmm. And I did hear part of it during the hold music for the earnings call yesterday. So
okay, there you go. Was it the Rihanna song that they?
No, it was something else that came later. I don't want to mistake it, but it was like track 3.
Okay. I want to point out Kyle's comment real quick, though. He thought "No Woman, No Cry." Yeah, going back to that first trailer, which, by the way, that song is on the soundtrack. I should mention a cover of the song, not the original version. It's good. I enjoyed the first Black Panther soundtrack a little bit more. I'm still there is another Rihanna song that is involved in this movie that is not on the soundtrack. So I'm waiting for that to come out. But I liked the one, the big Rihanna song that dropped 2 weeks ago now, or was it just a week ago? So I did enjoy that. And then, when you listen to it in the context of the film, it has much more of an impact. So yeah, I enjoy it. And you can check this out. The soundtrack is available on all your streaming platforms right now. So you can check that out. We also got the first ever MCU film premiere in Nigeria, in Lagos, for Wakanda Forever, and you can see Letitia right here. There are pictures of most of the cast in attendance for the premiere. You can check out on Laughing Place right now. So pretty cool to see that. Feels like a big, powerful event. So after the screening of the film in the Smithsonian, you then had this in Lagos. So pretty cool that, to see the impact of this film. And then in AMC theaters, with the release of Wakanda Forever, you can pick up this exclusive light up popcorn tin. You can see the gold embellishments of the Wakandan language on there, and then the light up blue/purple Black Panther logo on there. It's really, really cool. Benji, I need you to do me a favor. Can you tell me I don't need a Wakanda Forever popcorn bucket, please?
You don't need more than one Wakanda Forever popcorn bucket.
Well played. Very well done. Okay, so we just have a couple other little pieces of comic book news I wanted to share real quick. Murder World Game Over. We got the cover for the mini comic event, the 5-issue event that'll be wrapping up in March with Game Over, starting next week actually with Murder World Avengers #1, and then Invincible Iron Man coming in December. I like that the tagline of this was Tony Stark hits rock bottom. I was immediately like, again? It feels like he's done that before. But so yeah, we'll have that coming up next week. Hopefully we will be able to talk about comics before next week's show. But we'll definitely have.
I do want to take a moment before we depart, just to take a moment to remember the comic artist and writer Carlos Pacheco, who passed away, I believe today. He worked on things like Avengers Forever, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Excalibur, Captain America, and our thoughts go out to him. Truly a talent, an international talent. Really made the case for extending Marvel's outreach outside the United States for artists, because really did some great work, not only at Marvel, but we'll focus on that. So our thoughts go out to his friends and family, and but no matter what happens, the legacy of his work will continue.
Absolutely. All right.
Okay, well, thanks, Mac. Once again, if you're watching this on LPTV, laughingplace.com/TV, we will be live with any breaking news updates regarding the storm, as well as anything else that could happen. So we got our team monitoring everything. So please stay tuned. Bye, Mac.
Bye.